If you're interested in uncovering one of the greatest mysteries in history, this is the place to be. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button right now. After you've subscribed, make sure to like and share the videos to help spread this groundbreaking information. David Stig Hansen has taken 3 expeditions to the Richat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. This massive 25-kilometer-wide bullseye formation, located deep within the Sahara Desert, is one of the most intriguing and debated natural formations on Earth.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I need to address a recent video by Stefan Milo and Milo Rossi titled The Actual Archaeology of the Richat Feature. It's not a structure, it's a feature. And I, someone who has spent 15 years researching this site, including 3 expeditions going there and countless hours doing Google Earth archaeology, where Stefan Milo himself has confirmed that this is a legitimate form of archaeology. So I'm an archaeologist. Watch the video and you'll see. Now, it is clear to me that they put some very little effort into discussing the Richat structure, but their approach is not only superficial, it's also riddled with inaccuracies that deserves serious scrutiny. First of all, their smug little attitude throughout the video is quite triggering. It's clear that they believe they have all the answers without having to first demonstrate a basic understanding of the Richat structure. They're just going to be all smug and make fun of alternative theories. This is a dismissive approach that not only disrespects the complexity of the site, but also alienates those of us who have dedicated years to uncovering its secrets. Instead of fostering a constructive dialogue, Milo and Milo choose to mock alternative theories and overlook substantial evidence that could significantly enhance our understanding of the Richat. This attitude is not only unprofessional, but it's also detrimental to genuine archaeological discourse. And by presenting themselves as experts without substantiating their claims, they undermine the integrity of discussion surrounding the Richat structure. Right out of the gate, Stefan jumps into labeling this Richat structure as an eroded volcano. Okay, here's the thing. When you're discussing such a significant and complex site as the Richat, you don't just settle for the first thing you can find on Wikipedia and call it a day. This isn't some casual topic that you'd expect someone claiming to discuss actual archaeology to dig deeper. Instead, he takes the easy route and he confidently dismisses any possibility that there could be something more than just an eroded volcano. I can confidently say this oversimplification misses the mark entirely. The Adrar Plateau, in which the Richat is embedded, is primarily composed of sedimentary sandstone layers that are 2,000 feet thick. You've got this 2,000 foot thick layer of sandstone and it's embedded inside of it, 800 feet deep, 45 kilometers wide. So that's this disk of content that just vanished, okay? And when it vanished and when it eroded away, all these rings are there. It just doesn't add up as far as volcanoes go. If you look at any other volcanic dome or other type of volcano, you don't see anything like this in the world. Okay, where did the rim of a caldera disappear to? And where did the content disappear to? There are no known volcanic calderas of this magnitude, and their absence of volcanic rocks further discredits the claim. So by dismissing other credible theories like tectonic isostatic rebound or my Birkeland current / planetary discharge cymatic frequency theory, Stefan shows a convincing lack of depth in his research to say it's an eroded volcano. Okay, look at a volcano and then look at that. When they talk about it's not the same size that Plato said, yeah, it's 4 times bigger. But don't ignore the fact that a volcano is about 10 or 20 times smaller. The unique concentric rings that are inside of it, they don't occur in volcanoes. Moreover, their video ignores extensive archaeological features that I've documented over my years of study. They briefly mention a structure called the castle, dismissing it as just a fence or a wall. However, during my visits, I documented what I refer it's Fortification number 1 exhibits modern day stone piles, not old, probably from the 18th century, military infantry training, and far beyond what Stefan and Milo acknowledge. They just like, oh, it's the archaeology. First of all, I actually thought they were talking about architecture. I thought I misread it. And it was the actual architecture. I think he may have changed the title. So I don't know. I didn't catch a screenshot, I don't think, but maybe I did. Anyway, simply calling it a fence without any substantial analysis of, like, for example, finding my channel and looking at the video that I provided, it just shows they actually don't understand the site at all. They fail to address numerous canals visible both from the ground, from satellite imagery. These canals run on all sides of the Richat and suggest a sophisticated water management system that could have been part of an ancient civilization's infrastructure. In my research, I found that these canals are most likely deliberate constructions that connected the ancient Taman-Reset Paleo River to the Richat structure. I believe there was a big, large sea north, so it could have been all one sea at that point. And then south of the Richat, I believe, was another ancient sea. So ignoring these features, it's a significant oversight when they're starting to talk about the Richat structure. We know everything. There's some pictures we downloaded. Okay. Another glaring omission is the Heart of Salt, Sebket El Guelb. I believe it's a degradation crater right in the center, marking a bullseye impact. I believe it decimated an entire quadrant of nearby mountain, when they totally don't even mention the Heart of Salt, because they're not looking at the right maps. They're looking at Google Earth. I've looked at all the topographical maps as well, and you can see that this degraded crater marks a bullseye impact which decimates an entire quadrant of mountains in the center ring. Okay, which the absence of these mountains is very conspicuous. The formation shows, and I'm talking about the crater, geological markers consistent with known impacts. Okay, it's a little degraded, kind of like the Carolina Bays, but at the same time, it makes perfect sense when you see those mountains are missing. Stefan and Milo's failure to address any of this critically weakens their narrative, and really their whole video lacks a main point. They were just laughing and being smug. At one point, Milo, Rossi, tries to discuss climate cycles. He made a confusing mix-up between the 41,000-year obliquity cycle compared to the precession cycle, which is 25,920 years. Obliquity refers to changes in the Earth's axial tilt affecting the intensity of seasons, while precession involves the wobble of the Earth's axis, altering the timing of the seasons relative to Earth's orbit. I thought you knew that. No, honestly, I learned about 41,000 from Graham Hancock's recent Ancient Apocalypse, Season 2. He said 41,000 years, and I'm just like, what? Why is that so much longer? I mean, the precession is actually similar to the Yuga cycle, which is 24,000 years. So I've been dealing with that range in my mind, and when you have the 41,000 number thrown at you, it's like, what? So, he was totally wrong when he mixed that up, and you could tell by the smug look on his face that he didn't even realize he was embarrassing himself. Failure to acknowledge extensive quarrying, terraforming activities that I've personally observed on the ground. The presence of large-scale quarry cuts, mounds resembling mine tailings with a bisection depression that match the next mountain over. Like, these mountains were created. They clearly indicate some type of human intervention and advanced engineering. Unfortunately, there was a very narrow focus on Paleolithic tools, but those were around 100,000 years ago, up to 1,000,000 years ago. The hand-carved axe heads that Graham Langdon found and put on his video, tens of thousands of them just laying there near the Richat structure somewhere, kind of shows that there were more new information on Paleolithic tools. The Milo brothers didn't even see this video. They didn't even show it. And I thought that was really significant, supporting Paleolithic tools. However, it doesn't even address. So they talk about all that They talk about some guy who used to research this as 100 years ago. He didn't have access to aerial photography, okay? So the technology has changed, the information has been updated, but they didn't bother to address the thousands of carved hand axe heads found nearby. And they just go on this old data, they look it up, and they spit it out again, and they're not really doing any real research. I captured numerous photographs and gathered first-hand evidence of an ancient infrastructure. And then from the Google Earth as well, you can see it all over. They dismiss these as natural formations, and I've seen ridges and walls. Pardon me, I'm having a drink. The Richat structure clearly points to a potentially advanced and organized society. However, the Milo brothers' refusal to consider any of this evidence and their reliance on unverified sources such as Wikipedia demonstrate a real troubling disregard for research. This place is a site of immense geological and archaeological significance that deserves a comprehensive and unbiased investigation, but Stephen Milo and Milo Rossi's video doesn't do any justice to its complexity and oversimplifies its origins and dismisses, with a smug attitude, any alternative theories. And my extensive research and firsthand experience reveal there's much more to be examined. And it's time to give a more thorough, respectful exploration of this remarkable site, which will probably give us another change in history and its understanding, just like Göbekli Tepe. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video insightful. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. And together we can continue to seek the truth and honor the rich history of the Richat structure. Thank you very much.
This has been an incredible journey, and for anyone listening who's now as hooked on this theory as I am, make sure to check out David Stig Hansen's work. We'll have links in the show notes.
Stop what you're doing and subscribe immediately to David Stig Hansen's YouTube channel at youtube.com/@Stig.